When he finally agreed to take her on as a student again, he told her that she would have to make 6 perfect landings in a row before he allowed her to take the ship up alone. Day after day, she drove out to Baldwin Park to practice her 3-point landings. The airfield there was a little longer than Arcadia's, with fewer hazards and less crosswind. That made landing easier, but it was still the hardest part of learning to fly. She kept at it. Finally, one afternoon in early September, she taxied back to the hangar after her 6th perfect landing. Ben climbed out of the ship and told her to take it up by herself. She opened the throttle and roared down the field before he could change his mind. The little plane lifted into the air so quickly that it surprised her. Without Ben's weight, the plane soared. She sat in the open cockpit, caught in the moment, completely focused, almost breathless with joy. She scanned the horizon. She looked earthward. She checked the keychain hanging from the controls. She pulled back slightly on the stick. Then she stopped thinking and started flying. She climbed to 1,000 feet and circled the field a few times, then brought it in for a good landing. She had been airborne, alone, for 5 minutes. She was a pilot. Ben barely had time to congratulate her before she took off again, this time with her first passenger, a childhood friend named Nels Griffith. The excitement of being up with a new pilot was not enough for him. They were all daredevils. They were all invincible. "Hey, let's show them something," he yelled at Pancho when they had flown around for a few minutes. "I'll wing walk. You bring it across the field low." Nels inched out of the passenger cockpit and stepped out onto the wing, crouching, holding the flying wires with both hands. Pancho, grinning, flew the plane 50 feet above the field, made a pass, then zoomed up and came around again with Nels still clutching the wires. When she'd unloaded Nels, it was Dean's turn for a run. Pancho didn't want the afternoon to end. Up above the earth, in the pilot's seat, she was herself, with no apologies, no compromises, no holding back. This was an adventure of her own making, and she could have it any day she wanted. The German flyer, Thea Rasche, a contemporary of Pancho's, said that flying was more thrilling than love for a man and far less dangerous. For Pancho, the thrill was more visceral. "Flying," she told her friends, "makes me feel like a sex maniac in a whorehouse."